One of my favorite things about not just shoujo manga, but manga in general, is when they incorporate holidays that I personally celebrate within them. And so, because it is December, it's Christmas time for those of us who celebrate Christmas. I wanted to take a look at some of the manga in my collection that have a Christmas chapter or multiple Christmas chapters. I did write a blog post about this already in case you are interested in reading, not listening. I can post a link to that in the description below. And then to preface, there were two series that I am collecting that I wasn't able to include in this list. And that's because I'm not caught up. So I think it's the most recent, so like volume 9, I think, of Glasses with a Chance of Delinquent. I don't have it. And I'm pretty sure that's the volume that has the Christmas chapter, as far as I've heard. And then same with And Yet You Are So Sweet. I know there's a Christmas chapter. I don't have that volume in my collection yet. And if I haven't read it, I don't want to include it. So those are two series that I think have Christmas chapters, but I haven't read them yet, so I'm not including them. Two of them also are digitals just because I've read them digitally. Starting off with a condition called love or Hananoi-kun to Koi no Yamai. This is one that I read digitally like during COVID days, so I don't have the physicals. And the Christmas chapter is in volume 1, chapter 4. I will say I do think this is the quickest I have seen a manga include a Christmas chapter. This series in general moves faster than anything I've ever seen. Like, he's obsessed with her from the moment he sees her. And like the story is about that and about how he like learns to kind of calm down the big emotions. But it threw me through a heck of a loop when I first read it because I was like, wow, like they're already spending Christmas and her birthday together because her birthday's on Christmas. And they're not even dating. And he's throwing the like I love yous and they're like it was too fast for me. I thought it was a horror story at first. I did grow to like it, but I was a little bit scared. So, what happens in this Christmas chapter? In this chapter, Hotaru is unable to meet with Hananoi at first. Christmas is both her birthday and a day her sister, I think her younger sister, does figure skating things. So it's not really a day where she can like go out on a date with the boys. She's not even technically dating. But Hananoi like figures out that Hotaru's sister is doing figure skating things, and he does so much research trying to find where she does the figure skating things because if he finds her sister, he can find Hotaru, and wouldn't you know, he finds Hotaru. Then he's like so out of breath when he finds her finally because he's been like running all around the city, I guess, trying to find her. And he asks her like, "Hey, can we spend some time together? Like, please?" And she says, "Oh my god, of course." And he whips out 2 tickets to an amusement park. And like it's an amusement park with like so many different things. So they go to the park, they do like a Christmas menu tasting, they do some shopping, and then they don't look at lights yet. Then they go skating. And then the skating is kind of the big event. And while they're skating, illumination hits, or like the Christmas lights hit, and it's all romantic. And he like picks her up and does like a Christmas or like a princess carry where he's like holding her in both of her arms. Which, if you're skating, if you're on skates, that's not easy to do. So he must be like really, really strong. Even if she's really light, like you need really good balance and upper body strength to be princess carrying somebody while you're skating. But that's their date. Christmas slash birthday date. I thought it was cute, but I did think it was too early. So that's volume 1, chapter 4. The next digital is from You've Got Me Senpai or Mairimashita Senpai. This one happens in volume 3, chapter 10. I really like this series. This is a very, very cute romance series or high school romance series. This one also, their relationship does progress pretty quickly within the end of the first volume. They are dating, but I like the pacing for this one more than A Condition Called Love, just personally. In this one, there is quite a bit of drama in volume 3. We see both Mizukawa and Serena, those are their names, go on a trip with some of their friends for winter vacation. So, because they were going to be traveling back home on Christmas, they both agree that they won't do Christmas this year. Like the vacation together is kind of the present in itself. They didn't prepare anything extra for Christmas. And so they go out, they have fun, there's drama, but they have fun, and then they come back. And after they get off the bus together, the big group all says their goodbyes, but Mizukawa kind of takes Serina aside and brings her to his workplace. And he sits her down in a break area and he prepares a little cake for her that says Merry Christmas. And it like caught her so off guard because they promised they weren't going to do Christmas together. And she's both caught off guard and like a little bit upset because she didn't prepare literally anything for him. And he assures her like, this is all I prepared for you. It's just a cake and we'll eat it together. It's fine. And that's their Christmas. I did like this one because it was sweet and simple and it feels like very realistic, very doable. It's a cake. Okay, everything else I have. Volume 7 of Love That's an Understatement or Hikaime ni Itte mo Kore wa Ai. I did tab them. This one is my favorite Yankee series, and I really did like the Christmas event in this one because this was a Friendsmas and Couple Christmas. They combined two events in the same chapter, which I really liked. For the Friends Christmas portion of it, both Lisa and Zen and their friends all get together at a karaoke bar where they exchange gifts. I think they did Secret Santa. They played card games. They did a whole bunch of stuff. And then obviously karaoke because they're at a karaoke bar. And they just had fun together. And I really liked it. We got to see the dynamic of all of the friends hanging out, plus Lisa and Zen. So we could see their friend group and their relationship. They're both very strong. It's not just the relationship, but there's other important people in their lives that they want to spend Christmas with. And I really liked that because, again, that feels realistic. After the Christmas party's over, they cut to just Zen and Lisa because while the friend group is important, so is the relationship. And we see them taking lots of Christmassy photos together and they look at the Christmas lights. This one also feels very realistic because it's literally just looking at lights after having a little karaoke party with your friends. So this one I think was a very good one. Next one, I don't know if it's technically shoujo manga because it does feel a little bit different than the rest, but my heart says that it's shoujo, so I'm going to say it's shoujo. And I think it's okay if it's not because it's still romance and it still fits in. But my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999 or Yamada-kun to level 999の恋をする Volume 6 has the world's shortest Christmas chapter. And if you blink, you would not know it was Christmas. You only know it's Christmas because there's a tiny little tree in the corner. And in this chapter, we know Akane is getting ready to spend the end of the year back at home with her family. Before she can go, though, she hangs out with Yamada, where he puts a necklace around her neck. And it's kind of symbolic because if you remember at the very beginning of this series, Akane's necklace from her ex-boyfriend fell off of her neck while she was at Yamada's, and he accidentally stepped on it. So this is a replacement. He puts it around her neck for her, and he promises to not step on it this time, and she promises not to let it fall off of her neck in the first place. And that was this one. It was a little bit I wanted more, but I was okay with it. Speaking of wanting more, in volume 6, the most recent of Choking on Love, or Museru Kurai no Ai o Ageru, there is a Christmas event at the very, very end, and it's a to be continued Christmas event, which I hate. Finish it. I was really upset. I don't know why they didn't do it all. So yeah, this is chapter 24, the very, very final chapter of volume 6, where Hibari and Gaku are like the busiest they've ever been in their lives with their respective jobs. Gaku, I'm not going to really spoil anything, but Gaku is the busiest he's ever been with band stuff, and Hibari is busy with job stuff. So while Hibari is able to just get off work in time and go to the designated meeting spot to meet with Gaku, Gaku's work is like extending and extending and extending. He's not replying to messages. Doesn't seem like he's gonna make it. And then some random guys start accosting Hibari while she's waiting for Gaku, who's not replying. And it's like a little bit stressful. It was a lot. It was very stressful. And then out of nowhere, Gaku appears and whisks Hibari off. They go to a taxi, and he says, like, please take us to this hotel because he prepared a hotel for them. And then we see them at the hotel, And then it cuts to black to be continued. What is that? I wanted to know what happens. So, I guess it's something to look forward to in the next volume, but I'm going to be so upset if they don't like do a proper continuation because there was no romance with this at all. There better be romance in the next one. Okay, next one is volume 5 of Stomp Kick Love or Sundari Kettari Aishitari. I love this series. I love a problematic romance, and this is nothing if not problematic. This happens in chapter 19. Yeah, chapter 19, volume 5. We see Kaho as she is unable to come to the bar on Christmas. She has to work overtime and she's very upset because for just Christmas only, they were doing a special Christmas menu and she was really looking forward to it. So she's really bummed. Akira's already at the bar waiting for her because of course he is. And Kaho tells him she's really upset she can't go. He offers to eat in her place, which just makes her more upset. Akira then asks the bartender or the owner if there's anything on the menu that can't be taken to go, which is very unlike Akira. But I guess like Christmas spirit, like, people can change. And the owner says, "Well, like if it's a cake, yeah, I can make that to go." And Akira takes the cake, goes in front or like into the lobby of Kaho's apartment and waits for her. And when Kaho comes home, she's exhausted because it's Christmas night and she's just been working overtime. She walks right by Akira. And he's like, "What? What just happened?" And then like it takes her a second, but she realizes like it was him, comes back, thanks him for coming, and brings him up. And then they eat cake together, and then she falls asleep. It was a very fun chapter. It was very much them. Like Akira did go out of his way. He was a little bit like out of character, but not so out of character it didn't feel like him. And then when he was invited in, their dynamic was like, "Yep, that's how they act." Yep. So I did think I really really liked it. It fit perfectly with their characters. I really enjoyed it. And then last one is the longest by far. This series called in English. It will be getting in English, which is hitting rewind with you. The Japanese is okuremashite seishun. Don't like the English translation of the title, but what can we do? This Christmas scene takes part in volume 3, chapters 10 and 11. It's a long Christmas. Basically, the whole volume talks about Christmas, and I really liked that. So, in this volume, Fumito, yep, Fumito, I have to check I'm saying their names right. In this volume, Fumito invites Wakaba out to have Christmas together. She says yes, and so they go to a restaurant, and it's a really, really nice, fancy restaurant. They have a meal. It's a little bit embarrassing because it's a fancy restaurant on Christmas, and they share a drink with like a fancy couple straw. It's really cute, and they're having a good time. And all of a sudden, the chef comes out and introduces himself to Wakaba, and he explains that he is Fumito's friend, and that he told Fumito that if he ever got a girlfriend that he like genuinely really really liked and like really cared for, to bring her by to meet him. And that's Wakaba. And Fumito's like really embarrassed because like obviously that's kind of an embarrassing thing to say. They're not dating yet in this. So like it's kind of really embarrassing. So Wakaba's like, oh my god. And then Fumito's like, did you have to say that right now? Oh my god. But it's just really cute. And so they have their dinner, they leave, they go to look at some lights, and then it turns out the trains are down. So they can't go anywhere. But luckily, Wakaba lives not too far. So she brings Fumito home with her. So Fumito meets her family. They're not eating yet. Meets her family, ends up having to stay the night because the trains are down indefinitely. So they wear like matching school uniforms because he wears her brother's stuff. She wears her old stuff. So they're kind of matchy. It's really cute. They both do sleep in her bedroom, but he sleeps on her bed and she sleeps like on a cot on the floor, and they agree that they will switch after a little while, which I don't understand because if you fall asleep, you're asleep. You're not going to switch in the middle of the night, but okay. And then when Wakaba believes that Fumito is fast asleep because it does look like he crashes like really fast, she confesses like I really like you. And he's awake, so he heard that. That's such a trope, but I thought it was cute in this scene. And he hears her and he tells her like I like you too, like do you want to go out? And when this happened, I was like, were they not already dating? What's happening? So they officially start dating. And it's really cute. And I really, really liked this one. This was by far the longest Christmas chapter I think I've ever read because this was like a Christmas volume, to be honest. And that was all of the Christmassy chapters in my collection. Honestly, there might be some more that I haven't scoped out yet, or I haven't read yet, or I've just forgotten that I have read. But 7, I think, is a good number. Who do you think had the best Christmas? Personally, I think it was Fumito and Wakaba just because it was the longest. But I also did really like Lisa and Zen's from Love That's an Understatement, just because I love them and I'm biased towards them. I think most of them had a good one. I do wish Yamada-kun's was longer. Same with Choking on Love. They better do a continuation in the next volume. But yeah, that's it.